Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you how to mark out a net on a piece of card to make a cuboid or cuboids for your cubist building project. And I'm going to show you first of all how to make a cuboid similar to this one. So let's put that to one side. What you're going to need is a 30cm ruler, a long ruler, a pencil, probably a rubber might be a good idea, some scissors, and a kind of cutlery dinner knife that isn't sharp. Okay, so but just check with maybe check with someone at home first that you can use that. And just obviously be careful with that. Try and choose one that isn't sharp. Okay, so first of all, move all my equipment to one side, and all we need is the ruler, a piece of card, and a pencil. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to start to mark out the top panel of the cuboid. So I'll put that to one side and leave that there for you. So my cuboid is going to be 8 centimeters or 80 millimeters wide. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 0 of the ruler against the top edge of the page, so that's on 0, and I'm going to mark off at 8, which is 80 millimeters. So I've just made a mark there. My mark is horizontal, not vertical, because I wanted to make a horizontal mark so I know that that is precise, and there we go. So then I'm going to turn my ruler around. This time I'm going to put my ruler on the 80, just make sure that's accurate, and we're going to mark off at 0. It's exactly the same thing. It's still 8 centimeters, or 80 millimeters. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line between those points. Now I'm pressing on very hard with my pencil so that you can see. It doesn't really matter how hard you press on, but usually when you're drawing guidelines you press on quite lightly. As long as you can see the line, that's fine. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out a panel or piece for the side. So the side of my box is 50 millimeters, so 5 centimeters. Okay, so again I'm going to put my ruler at 0. This time I'm going to put it on the last line that I marked out there, so that's 0, and then I'm going to mark off at 5 centimeters or 50 millimeters. And then the other side, the same. So this time I'm going to put the ruler on 5 there, and I'm going to mark off at 0. It's just easier for me to do that. I'm left-handed, you might be right-handed, but it's easier than putting the ruler across the side and having to stretch over like that. You just do it however you're most comfortable doing it, but make sure the most important thing is you are accurate. And then again, you see what I do is I put my pencil on the mark and push my ruler towards it, and then I line up the other mark and then draw a line across. So basically what I'm doing each time is marking out twice. I'm not marking out once and then just drawing a line across, because that wouldn't be accurate. I don't know for definite that my ruler is going to be straight, or the technical term is perpendicular at 90 degrees to the edge of the page. So we've drawn 2 lines so far. The next is going to be what we call, if this was the top, we've done a side, and now we're going to do the bottom. So that was 80. So again, so I'm going to put my ruler to the side here. You make sure, obviously, as close as you can to the side, but allow yourself a space for the mark. Don't do it too far away, because you want your ruler to be lined up with the edge of the page to be accurate. And I'm going to mark off at 80. Okay, I'm going to use millimeters from now on, because you should know what I'm talking about when I say 80. And this time, line the ruler up at 80, and then mark off at 0. Again, put my pencil on the mark, just check I'm happy with that, accurate, yes, draw a line across. And you've guessed it, the next one is going to be 50, so line the ruler off of 0 to 50. Remember, 0 is not the end of the ruler usually, it's a little bit further in from the end, and then I'm going to use the 50 mark to help me and mark up at 0, and then I'm going to draw a line across like that. Okay, so I've got the top, the side, the bottom, and another side. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mark off the ends. Okay, so let's just lay that on so you can understand. So I've got the top, the side, the bottom, and the other side. And now I'm going to mark off the ends. Now the ends, you can see, are here. So if I lay that onto my card and tilt it over, that's where one end will be, and then the other end will be this side. Now I've used the full width of the card for this. You don't have to if you don't want to. Obviously, if you wanted to make this box more shorter or more of a cube, then you just obviously make these measurements smaller or bigger as you want, as you wish. Okay, the idea is to make 4 to 6 different cuboids if you want. You could make 2 of them or 3 of them the same. You could make all of them the same, but try and make different ones if you can, different sizes. So the side is 50 millimeters. So if the side is 50 millimeters, here's the side. The end has to be 50 millimeters also, because the cuboid is the same height. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the top of my page, because I know that's straight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the sides there and mark off at 50, and then I'm going to mark off at 50 this side, so 50, and mark off at 0. Okay, now that means that my box is going to be about 13 centimeters long. Now actually what I forgot to do is I forgot to allow for the tabs, so actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to erase those, and I need to make sure that I put a tab, okay, on the bottom of that side piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to measure in 20 millimeters first of all from that side, and 20 millimeters in from that side. I'm going to do the same on the line just below, so 0 to 20. Okay, then move my ruler along, and then 20 to 0. And then I'm going to draw a line here, and draw a line here. Look, I'm lining up the pencil, being very accurate. Okay, so now I'm going to draw the side. Now I'm going to draw the ends of the box. So the ends of the box are 50. So I'm going to make it. Well, I'm going to make it a bit. I've got to make those 50. So this box is going to be a little bit shorter. So I'm going to make it 50. So I'm going to start where the tab is. This is going to be a tab here, and then 50 and 50 and 50 and 50. Okay, so I've just put a mark here and here and here and here, and then I'm going to draw a line between that mark there and draw a line here. So what I've done is 20 here, 50 here, 20 here, and 50 here, and what I'm left with is 90. So it's 9 centimeters across there. So my box is going to be a little bit shorter than this one, but I've allowed for the tabs. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw these lines all the way down to create the kind of the spine, or the center part of my net. So all I'm going to do is on this, if this is the top, then this is the bottom. I'm just going to do exactly the same thing on here. So again, mark off at 20. Now if you wanted to, instead of moving the ruler each time, I could keep the ruler in place, mark up at 20, and then I want another 50 millimeters, so that's 50 plus 20 is 70. Okay, and then I know that this is 90, so 90 plus 70 is 160, should be 16 centimeters. Okay, so basically we're just adding the 0 on, should have worked that out by now. And then I'm going to add another 50 this side, so 210 or 21 centimeters. So if I've been accurate, then it'll be a 20, 50, 90, 50, 20. And all I'm going to do first of all is draw this line in here. Okay, I'm going to go from the top. I've already drawn that line in, but I'm going to go from the top and just to make sure it's accurate, and draw a line down, and I'm going to extend it out at the bottom because I'm going to need a tab. Okay, remember the tabs are what hold the box together. It's where we're going to put the tape or the glue. Okay, now you can see the net starting to appear. Okay, so we've got the top, we've got the side, we've got the bottom, and we've got another side again there, and then we've got the ends here and here. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to draw in the tabs. So we've got our 4 panels here down the centre, we've got our ends, and those are all the parts, the main parts we need. Now all we need to do is draw on the tabs. So first of all, what I'm going to do is draw on a tab at the bottom, and so I'm going to put my ruler on 2 there with 20 and mark off at 0, and I'm going to do the same this side and then draw a line across. We're going to make the tabs nice and big, so it'll be easier for us to glue them together. And what I'm going to do now is along this line, I'm going to mark off at 5. Okay, so from this line to here is 5 millimeters, which is half a centimeter. And from 9, I'm going to go to 85 here, so that's another 5 millimeters that side. And then I'm going to draw a diagonal line. You can see what I've done is I've gone from 5 millimeters in there to that point here, and then 5 millimeters that point there. So you can now see that I've got a tab. I'm going to write that on there, tab. Okay, I could write on label the parts here as well, just to save me getting confused. That's the top, that's the side, that's the bottom, and that's the side as well. You can do that as well if it makes it easy for you. And you could call this end and end. So we've got a tab here at the bottom. We need a tab here and a tab here, and I've already started to draw those in because I had to think about those when I was starting the drawing. So 5 millimeters and 5 millimeters. So 5 millimeters in from the top, 5 millimeters in from the bottom. Okay, so you can see that line there. You can see that line there. Just go over them a little bit darker so you can see. So there's another tab, and the same the other side. So 5 millimeters, 5 millimeters. So all I'm doing is 0 to 5 and 80 to 75. So I don't have to keep moving my ruler. A little trick, and tab there. So it's starting to take shape. Now, if we were to fold this together now, we would have a tab here and here to glue onto the bottom. When the end folds down to the side, then there won't be anything to glue it together. So we need to put a tab here. We can either put it here, or we can put it on the side here. So we're just going to put it on the side there. It makes more sense. So again, I'm going to put my ruler 20 and mark off at 0. Remember, it's exactly the same as doing it the other way around. Okay, the ruler is still accurate that way around, and I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, this time it's the other way around, 0 to 2. Makes a bit more sense. There we go. And again, I'm going to put my ruler along this line, and I'm going to mark off at 5 millimeters and 45. The same the other side, 5mm, 45. Okay, so 5mm and 45. And then I'm going to draw the tabs in. You can see, so from the 5mm line to that corner there, and there you go, there's another tab, and another tab. Okay, and that is pretty much it. So let's just have a look at what we've done. We've got a top, a side, a bottom and a side. So that's usually the way that nets are drawn. So you've got this kind of central piece down here. I suppose it looks like, this looks like a letter T. And we've got the ends here. So we've only got two ends, which are obviously here and here. And then we've got tabs to that will glue onto the bottom, and then we've got tabs here to glue the end to the side and the end to the side, and then we've got a tab here to kind of close the net completely, and that will glue onto the top. Okay, so if we've got top, side, bottom, end, and side, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we've got 6 panels.